Hey guys, I am Darian Rolls, and we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be talking about how you can get unstuck. And this is something that I haven't done before, not on TV. Kind of going solo today, but I'm really excited. These are things that I've talked about with my clients over the years, and I've really listened to how people get stuck in their life and in their business, and thought I would share my approach and how I've helped others. And hopefully, today you're going to have a few takeaways and how you can better your life and your business. So, to get started, I really want to talk about a mental wash first. And a mental wash is where you are able to really cleanse your mind of all of the things, the gritty stuff that's stuck in your mind, the toxic thoughts, the words, the things you think about, all of these things that could be really keeping you from moving forward. And with that being said, when you wake up in the morning and you start your day, I think of this as kind of like exercise, where if you have a piece of paper and a pen or a notebook is what I would prefer most people use. But just to get started, if you could set aside 15 minutes before you start your day and just start writing down anything and everything that comes to your mind. And what you're going to find is there might be a lot of negative things in there, but you need to let those out, regardless of what it is, your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. Get those things out of your mind, okay? Because it's really clogging up your brain and taking up space. So once you can eliminate that space, you're able to open up space for more positive things. And with that being said, when I've done this in the past, it really helped me overcome a lot of things that I didn't realize were in my head and things that were actually holding me back from moving forward in so many different ways. And so I really think that when you're able to move forward and not have negative things affecting your thought process during the day, you're going to have a more positive day. You'll be a more productive person because you don't have these things in the back of your mind. So and so the neighbor is doing this or that to me, or you have issues with someone. Maybe you have a friendship of things that are constantly coming up and bothering you. Let those things out on the paper. And what will happen the more you do this, you're going to see the words you put on paper and think to yourself, oh my gosh, I do not like the way that looks. I don't like the way it makes me feel when I read these things. But it is just reality. Our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, they're all real things. We have to experience it, let it go. And then the good stuff starts to come. Maybe you're going to start saying the things you're thankful for, what you're grateful for. You're going to notice you want to write more positive things. Maybe this turns into ideas, visions, dreams that you might have, things that you might be looking for. Say you're single and you're really trying to find someone. Writing these things down, what does that person look like? How do your values and morals different, or are they the same? What are the things they like? What are the things that you like? Which could even pertain to a regular friendship. Either way, these things are all going to help you. I call this a mental wash because once you wash out all the bad stuff that's holding you back, you're naturally going to start using your own subconscious mind to put down positive things. Okay. And I did this for years. I actually kept probably 14 different journals that were in the top of my closet. And I set them all on fire. Uh, in January, my husband and I went out in our yard. We've got a fire pit, and I let those babies burn. So that's the other fun part here. Not to play with fire. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's throw these in the trash. Yes, you could burn it, but nobody needs to see this. Okay. This is just you and the paper and a pen. Unless your pen talks, I don't think you're going to have any problems. Okay. So do your mental wash, call it journaling, call it just your time alone. If you could do this 15 minutes a day, it's going to help you a ton moving forward and definitely becoming more of a positive person. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is exercise. Now, you might be, and let me just say, to go back on the mental wash, if you're trying to have a breakthrough with your creativity or a business or relationship, journaling, doing this mental wash, this can help you in business and in life. So just kind of listen to whichever direction you might naturally fall into and just go with it. Okay, so moving into exercise. We all need movement. We're all humans. And so we all naturally crave movement. Our muscles get tight if we sit all day. Our muscles are contracted. We hold stress in our body, which is through our muscles. And if you're like me, I'm active. I have to constantly use my hands. I have to be productive. And I mean, I'm a trainer, and so I do love the body and how it moves. But I've also been in plateaus, and I've also went through different types of exercise, even throughout these past 5 or 6 years, where if you start doing the same exercise over and over and over for a year straight, your body will become accustomed to that. Your muscles are no longer challenged. You're not making any new pathways because your brain already knows what you're going to do. And so what you want to be aware of is, is your program changing every 4 to 6 weeks for exercise? Are you increasing your reps? Are you increasing the pounds of weights that you're using? If you're a runner, have you increased your mileage or your time, your distance? These are all things that you need to pay attention to. And I think people get really busy in life and you just think, okay, I did my exercise, or maybe you popped on a 20-minute virtual training and it's 20 minutes. And did you do your own warm-up? Did you do your cool down? All of these factors, I'm just trying to remind you, are very important for your body. In order for your body to keep changing, for your metabolism to work correctly, you have to stay on top of it. And the other side of this is you have to do something for exercise. And now I'm not saying that we all should go out and try the same exact type of exercise, but what I am saying is there is something out there for everyone. And it could be anything. It could be kayaking. It could be jogging, hiking, biking, running, strength training, martial arts. There are so many forms of fitness out there. And mine's changed over the years. And I think that's exciting because, yes, it's scary to try something new, as always. But once you start doing it, your body and, your endorphins start to kind of come back in a different way. It's something different. And your body says, oh, yeah, I like this. You have to listen to your body. Swimming. There's so many things right now that you can do outdoors that are free. You could go in a lake and swim. You can walk on trails. You could walk around your yard. There's bike paths. There's a ton of different things you can do. Online workshops, online classes. Get an online trainer if you have to, if you can't go to a gym. And time is another part of this, okay? Because just like them in a wash. You're going to have to set aside time to do that. You'll need to set aside time to incorporate your exercise. And don't get hung up on this isn't going to be right for me. It's not going to work for me. I don't have the time. You're going to have to make the time. And so if you don't have time to drive somewhere, then check out all of the virtual training opportunities that are out there. You could probably get one cheaper if you're just new and starting out. Don't be afraid to ask somebody if you have a budget, if they could work within your budget. That's something that I tried to do as best that I could. And there's little things out there to make this more fun too. There's a great book, which you can also access it online. It's called The Colors of Fitness, I think is the name of it. And you can go on there. There's an online quiz. It's really fun. You just plug in all of your information. And what it does is it kind of gives you a guide to what type of fitness you might enjoy based on all of the questions that you're asked. I thought it was really cool. For me, it was pretty spot on. I like more high intensity exercise, but I also like Pilates, which can be intense as well. Okay, so exercise is a must, at least 30 minutes a day. Remember, always check in with your physician first and find a buddy. I mean, you need some sort of accountability. And if you're really struggling, reach out to someone. Online. Everybody's online these days. Okay. The very last part of what I want to talk about today is one of my very favorite topics. We're going to talk about creativity, the big C word. Now, you're probably thinking I'm crazy when I say that we're all born with a creative gift. And we really are. Whether you're a carpenter, whether you are a chef, a hairdresser, a fashion designer, a painter, a seamstress. There's so many things out there that needs your creativity. But if you're like I was and super stuck years ago and not knowing what I wanted to do for creativity, I had nowhere to start. And the only thing that I had been creative at for a very long time would be planning birthday parties for the kids. And granted, I love decorating. I love to entertain. I love to have people over. But I needed more than that. I needed to really use the skills that I have creatively. And I didn't know what those were until I started to look back at my childhood, my younger years, and really ask myself, what is it that got me fired up? What did I love so much doing or thought about doing or talked about doing that I never did? For me, it was photography. And I set myself up with some classes. Back then it was through Cord Camera, which I don't know if those are around any longer, but I did a lot of classes through them, which opened a whole different door for me. I remember the youngest age I was taking a trip to somewhere where there was a lot of flowers, like a conservatory type thing, I think in 5th grade. And I borrowed my dad's 35 millimeter camera. That was one of the coolest experiences that I could remember. And then from that point forward, I was always the one with the camera. And then we got cell phones, and then I filled up the storage on those. And I ended up starting a business down the road with photography, which led into acting, which led into having my own business and led into training. And in each different career that I've had, I've been able to use creative parts of myself that I didn't even know really existed. But I listened to that little itch inside of me that said, oh, I love pictures, or oh, I love to capture an image. For you, it might be food. Do you like to prepare food? Do you like to, make a plate look nice and pretty, but have it be a really great thing for your palate? That's art. That's using something creative. If you're a carpenter, you're going to use whatever creative skills you might have for that. There's a ton of different examples that we could talk about. But when you just allow yourself to be okay with not trying to have it all figured out, not trying to have a plan, that's how I used to be, things will work itself out. Okay. And what I mean by that is if you've had all of these ideas about something, I've known women that have been extremely creative and make macrames, or they've people that I know have started their own skincare line, their own soap. There's a ton of different things, but when you just allow yourself the freedom to really just explore what that might be, it could be a hobby. That's perfectly fine. My goal is just to inspire you to find out whatever that thing is that would inspire you. As a matter of fact, if you can see back here, up here, yep, that picture is of roses. And it's from my house years ago that I took with my camera. You really can't see it, but it's one of my most favorite pictures that I've ever taken. It's just simple. You can't see it super close, but there's a couple of little droplets of water. And for me, that's exciting. And I love texture and I love color and I love things that pop. But we're all different. And so I really would love for you to get out there, try something different. You can do this mental wash. You can write about what you might like to try creatively or what you might want to try in the world of fitness, exercise. And don't think of these things as one more thing you have to add. Think of this as this is one tool that I can use to help me become healthier in my life or in my business. Okay, because the bottom line is if you're not healthy in your business or in your life, those things kind of work together. So this is going to help you create a better balance. This hopefully will help you get unstuck in these areas of not knowing which direction to go, or maybe you've been doing the same type of fitness for a really long time and your body isn't changing. You're not losing the spare tire. Okay. You just have to take a step back and realize, okay, maybe I need to try something different because what I've been doing isn't working anymore. Okay. So I hope that you guys are getting something out of this. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'm going to finish up by sharing with you 2 more extra things that you can apply to your life and to your business to create this better balance when we come back.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
It's a hometown bank. It's located here in Fairfield County. Branches are convenient. They're located here in Pickerington, where my office is. I'm in Lancaster a lot, and they have plenty of branches there. And I much prefer dealing with the hometown banks rather than the larger nationwide chain banks.
So far, everybody's been so personable, and for us to bank with the local bank, and we bank in Lancaster, it's been so wonderful because we'll call somebody, Steve will call somebody, and they'll get back to us right away, or they'll say, okay, we're going to make a decision in the basement tomorrow, and they'll get back to us, rather than calling a bigger bank where we had to wait, and we didn't always get the same person the next time we called for a investment banking opportunity, or getting something appraised, any of those kind of things.
Everybody is very customer friendly. A lot of times I'll bring my dog Bear with me, and the staff love him here, and of course he loves them and the treats that he gets. So it's just a nice kind of a family type environment.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. How do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
Okay, guys. So I have explained to you what you can do for a mental wash by journaling. I've explained what you can do to implement more creativity into your life. And I've also shared what you can do to implement exercise. Now, because we have some extra time, I want to go ahead and step into a little bit about career, because I think creativity kind of naturally leads into where people move into a new direction in their life, a new path, a career path. A lot of people lean more towards, they focused on their hobby for so long, where they used all of their creative energy and their creative juices, and they feel alive and free when they're following that path. And then they get to the point of, is this the next step? Like, am I going to make this work? Is this going to work out for me? Trying to have everything figured out, like I mentioned earlier, doesn't always work. But what can work is you already know if something's not working right for you. You already know that, right? If you're already having doubt, that's a big red flag. Listen to the doubt. Let that be your guide. Okay? Explore different opportunities. And maybe if it is a career, there has got to be something out there that can use the skills and the gifts that you have. And maybe it's less stress. Maybe it's more money, less time driving everywhere. Maybe it's more time with your family, less money. Whatever it is, you got to be happy doing what you do in your career. And I know I don't speak for everyone, but when you're happy doing what you love, things are easier. Things become not so hard, not so stressful. As long as you're being challenged and things change and you can progress with your business, it's okay to do something different in your career. It's okay to not stay with the same job that you've had for 20 years because you felt like it's the safe bet. What if you took a chance on yourself and used all of these skills that you've stacked up and you have accumulated over the years, whether it's education or hands-on skills or behind a computer screen? All of those things can be applied in a different career. And maybe that career is something that you make up. Maybe it's not just going out and finding a different job. Maybe you're going to create your own business. And if you do create your own business, there's a ton of different information out there. There's chambers that you can join. There's seminars, conferences, webinars. There's tons of information online. You can hire a business coach, and there's always someone out there that can do what you want to do or have already done what you want to do. You just have to find that person or look at some of the things that they're doing or that they have done and start pushing yourself into that direction slowly. I'm not saying go out and just quit your job, okay? But I just really think people undervalue themselves so often, especially women. There's so much doubt. And when you're a caregiver, you're a mom, you're always feeling like you have to do everything for everyone. And while some of that's true, you don't want to give yourself away. Okay? Like your happiness is important. So if mom needs exercise, exercise. If you need to go be alone for 15 minutes to write, or if you want to start exploring creativity, you can even do vision boards. You could pick up sewing, you could join a sewing group, tons of different ways. You just have to allow yourself to just start exploring whatever that next thing is to get unstuck. And only you know what that is. I just really felt that I wanted to share as much as I could to help people get unstuck. This has been a really crazy time for us with COVID, and I just thought that I could take a little bit of my time to share some of my own personal examples to maybe help you get over a hump in your life, a little bit of an obstacle, and maybe give you some inspiration. We've all been there. We've all been stuck with fitness. We've all been stuck in our career at one point, at least a lot of people that I know. But there's always a way out, and there's always hope. And I hope you guys have taken away a few things from this video. And if you haven't, maybe you know a friend that could need a little pick-me-up or some inspiration, feel free to share this with them. And I wish nothing but the best when you move forward in getting unstuck. And that's all that I have time for today. Wish you guys the best. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.